Hey, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel, Being a Carer with me, Kes. 2 weeks ago, to be precise, I had my colleagues in the training session and we got talking. And we got something prompted our discussion on the topic, should a carer be blamed for these situations? And, they gave me an earful. But before I get into what they told me, let me share something that happened whilst I was, a domiciliary worker years ago. Now, I have regulars, we all have regulars who we deal with on a daily basis. But on this particular day, my regular was out, with friends. And so her slot was given to someone else who wasn't my regular. And I needed to go check on the lady to find out how she was doing, the client rather. So I got there, I pressed the buzzer, to the block of flats. I pressed the buzzer that was for her flat. Nobody buzzed me in. I did that, I waited, I did that, I waited. 10 minutes later, I called the office to say that, this client is not buzzing me in, and that they need to be aware that also that I need to go pick up my children from school. But I'll be here to buzz again and I will let them know what goes on. So I was there, I buzzed. Now at this point in time, we're looking at 20 minutes. I buzzed, nobody, buzzed me in. And so I called them again to say, listen, I have been here for about 20 minutes now. I have buzzed, nobody has let me in. I do not know what is on with the lady. If somebody can come, check her out and see how she's faring. And of course, they say, oh, yeah, you need to go now. We will come down to the lady's house to find out. Because then we had supervisors, few supervisors, we had care coordinators. So one of them was going to come out to check on the lady. Why? Because agency has a duty of care to ensure that every client who is on their portfolio or who they care for is safe. Why? You don't want a situation that the authorities will be involved and then you have to explain and explain. And if you're so unlucky, your license is cancelled, your agency is shut down. No. So what are these situations my colleagues had to share with me? My name is Kesiena Akwara Ati, a health and social care trainer. To all of you, my old and new returning subscriber, you guys are amazing. And of course, to my awesome mentees, you guys are so loved. Thank you. And hey, hi there. If you're just watching this channel for the first time, hi, what are you waiting for? Go on, smash the subscribe button. Join this ever-growing awesome family. All right? Give me a thumbs up, like the video, and of course, click on that all-important notification bell. So whenever I upload a new video, you will be among the very first to know. And freely connect with me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Care by Kes. And I will most definitely, I'll see you there. Now, don't forget as well that this video is proudly sponsored by Fablane Luxury Home. Remember what I said? The promo is on indefinitely. So freely go in there, shop, come back and shop. And don't forget, most importantly, to use my code KES10 to get a 10% discount over £1,000 purchase. And of course, KES20 to get a 20% discount over, 3,000 rather purchase. Not 30,000, 3,000. All right. And feel free to visit her website as well, www.fablaneluxuryhome.com. And trust me, you'll be glad you did. Okay. So let's get into the topic of today, which is, should a carer be blamed for these? Now, my colleagues have this to say. One said he worked with someone, decades ago. And then this individual went ahead rather to open a dump agency for himself. Now, on this particular day, he got a call from the police to say that one of his clients had passed. And so he asked, when did this happen? And they said, 3 days ago. And the first thing the individual would do was to blame the carer. That how come the carer didn't know? How come the carer did not tell him? Why? It was endless. And so my question was, how was the carer supposed to know? I mean, the first day you didn't hear from this individual, nobody called to say anything. You didn't make any inquiry. The second day, the third day, I mean, it was the smell coming from the house that the neighbors had to alert the police. And of course, knowing the UK, that agency was shut down. Another scenario he gave to me was, they were in the office one day and they got a call from social services saying that one of their clients has been hospitalized for 2 weeks. And what did the managers do? Oh, the carer is to blame. Why did the carer not tell us? And I asked the question, who sets the rota? Is it the carer? And of course, who is responsible? You didn't hear from the client, or let's say the carer went and didn't have any access to the house. Now, what happens? Shouldn't you be asking questions, calling the person with the lasting power of attorney or the next of kin to find out what is going on? Now, there are two angles to this story. I've talked about the players one. Now, if the client is living with people, ordinarily they should have called the office to say that this client is going into hospital and will not be available. If that makes any sense. Okay. Now, another one said to me that they went into a home to look after a client and couldn't gain access to the medication safe. They called the office to say, okay, this is what is going on. What do we do? They called, they documented, like I always say, document, write everything down. They did that. And of course, because you know how dumb care is, you are time conscious. They had to leave to go to the next client, only for them to get a call from the office saying that, why did they not give the medication and blah, blah, blah. And they said, we couldn't gain access to the medication safe. How were we supposed to do that? Now, who do you think really should be blamed for these situations? Do you think it's the carer? Leave your comments for me in the comment section. Because personally, I don't think it's the carer. As for the medication safe issue, it's simple. Call the person who is next of kin or has a lasting power of attorney to say that you can't gain access to the medication safe. Push come to shove, somebody goes in there. If possible, get the manufacturer or whoever supplied the medication safe to say, okay, this is the situation. What can we do? Can you send somebody else? And it is sorted, but not to blame the carer. Now, some of you might say, oh, Kes, you don't have a dumb agency, you don't know what is going on, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I'm not saying I do, but I have been a manager for 12 years. And I can tell you that sometimes it's good to be objective, take a back seat and see. Now, also know that sometimes as well, those who are on the outside have the ability to see everything that goes on in a house from the different windows than those who are in the house in a particular room, if that makes any sense. Okay? But that's it. So I believe that every agency should tell their carers that, tell them what the norm is, or the structure rather. I think the structure is more preferable. Let them know the structure of what to do, who to report to when they encounter cases like this. So they know what to do and they're not left, just, doing things on their own or taking decisions on their own, if that makes any sense. Okay? Now, I'm not being judgmental, please. I am not. I'm being as objective as I can. Why? Because I believe that this industry is here for a reason, to care for the vulnerable and the elderly. And there's nothing more that will give me much joy than to say that everybody, employer, carer, client, were all protected, if that makes any sense. All right. So until I see you in my next video, always remember this. Never you forget that no matter what the matter is, you, my darling, you matter so much more.